Hi, I'm Harriet Kelsall, the Bespoke Jeweller, and today I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes about how to clean your own pearl jewellery at home, because the other cleaning jewelleries I've particularly said don't use these for pearls, because pearls are a bit special. And pearls are what we call an organic gem, because they're not a gemstone. They're obviously formed naturally with creatures, as you know. So we do need to treat them rather differently. They're very soft, they scratch easily, they discolour easily, so you've got to be very careful not to leave your pearls, for example, in direct sunlight. That's very important, because that will really damage them. The heat will damage the surface, you'll lose the luster, and also if they are coloured pearls like these peacocky black ones, they will fade unevenly in the sunlight. They're very sensitive, and also they are harmed by everyday things that we might do. So when we're wearing them, we might use moisturisers and makeup and hairspray and perfume, and all of those things are really very bad for the surface of the pearl. So if you do find that you're worried that you've got something on them, it's better to clean them than not clean them. But at the same time, I would say don't over clean pearls. They don't need loads of attention unless you think you've got hairspray and perfume or something on them, in which case do give them a quick clean at home. So first of all, a couple of notes on storing pearls. It's best to store pearls flat rather than hang them. And the reason is that I always say hang chains, but not pearls, because they're on thread usually, and these particular ones have been individually knotted between the pearls. And if I hang them for long periods of time, then the thread will stretch, and then you'll get a gap and have to basically get them restrung. And do check the thread as well. When you're looking at your pearls and thinking about cleaning them, it's always a good time to have a look, because every now and then pearls just do need restringing, and it can feel costly, but it's very much worth it, because if they break and you lose them, obviously that's a disaster. So do check your stringing and take it to your jeweller if you do need to string them again. And the other thing about storing pearls, good to store them flat and good to store them on fabric if you can. So my good quality pearls I tend to store in a box like this, so I just keep that closed. I wouldn't store pearls in an airtight container. These old-fashioned boxes, they're not airtight, there's still airflow going. They do need to, I don't know if they need to breathe, that may sound a bit weird, but I think of them as if they need to breathe. They need a little bit of air around them to stay in their best condition. When it comes to cleaning them, what we certainly don't want to do is put the whole string of pearls into any water, because that will stretch the string and cause you problems there. But another thing to mention is I don't use tap water. I don't think you should use tap water to clean pearls, and the reason is tap water's got a lot of impurities in it, and those impurities, like chlorine or whatever's in there, really can damage the pearls. So I always use water that's actually distilled water that I get from my tumble dryer or from my dehumidifier. If you don't have anything that's going to give you a source of that, then the next best thing to use is boiled water that you've then left to cool. So boil the kettle, leave it for a couple of hours, and then use that water when you do clean your pearls. If pearls are very dirty, and only if they are very dirty, you can use a bit of soap. Now, you can use pure soap flakes, or you can use soap like this. I wouldn't get any soap that has a lot of flavourings and colourings in it. But sorry, my cat has decided to join us. She likes to be the star of the show. So sorry about the background noise. But basically, yeah, so you can use fairly pure soap. So get a brand that doesn't have lots of colouring and perfumes in it, and you can use that on pearls, but do be careful, and be careful not to over wet the string as well. So this is pure water, and this is fairly pure soap, and what I tend to use is a cotton cloth. Looking around for it, I tend to use pure cotton. This is an old muslin from when I had babies, so something like that works very well. Just a soft cotton cloth. I mean, the softer the better. This could be softer actually. And then I just wet it in the water. If I need soap, which I don't usually, I'll just rub it onto the bar and then maybe wet it again just to get a tiny bit of a lather. These ones are a bit dirty because I did use a lot of perfume, and I'm worried they've got perfume on the surface. So then it's literally just a matter of rubbing over the surface, and turn them gently so that you can get the whole of each pearl. Turn them gently as you do it. It's very simple. but I won't then wet them to take the soap off by dipping them in the water, of course, because these are quite nice quality knotted cultured pearls, and I don't want to have to restring them. That will take me a long time, or for most people will cost them a lot of money, because knotting is a very specialist area. It takes a lot of time for somebody to re-knot a strand of pearls. So when I'm ready, in this case I've used soap, so I'm now dipping another place in the pure water, and then I'm just gonna gently run them through. Now I'm not putting any pressure on that string because I really don't want to stretch the string. All I'm doing there is just using the water to rub that soap off, make sure I've got it all off. You don't want to leave soap residue on them. Then I'm going to use a completely dry area of this soft white cloth and just gently run them through like that. And that's really all you need to do for the pearls. Now when it gets a bit more challenging is when you've got metal that you really need to clean right next to the pearls. So a good example would be these ones. These pearls actually don't really need it clean there, they're looking pretty clean. But the clasp does. Oh yes, by the way, when you do store your pearls flat, do the clasp up when you store them. That's a good practice to get into as well. So this little clasp, I mean, whilst it's a little silver clasp on these pearls, and whilst I wouldn't want it to be, you know, bright metal, because I do think it looks rather good when it's darker, it really does need a clean. Now obviously I can do the usual things I might do, like I can wipe them just like I've done the pearls, but I don't want to, you know, wet this. I can use a jewellery polishing cloth. This is one of our ones that's impregnated with jewellery polish. You can buy these as well from Lakeland or various supermarkets. This one, but do be careful. You really don't want to get this on the pearl, because that might leave a dark residue on the pearl. So just try and avoid getting it on there. But if you feel like that's not enough and you want to do something a little more intense to clean it, another tip is to use chalk dust. This is something we do in the workshop sometimes. So I've got a piece of chalk, you know, just like ordinary blackboard chalk. This is a stone, just so that I've got something abrasive, and I'm going to just scribble on there just to make myself some chalk dust. And then I'm going to use a very soft toothbrush. This is like a baby's toothbrush. It's very soft nylon bristles. And I'm just going to gather up that chalk dust. And then I'm going to use that with the brush in that clasp. And the chalk is just going into those little crevices in there and getting me a slightly deeper clean than I'm going to be able to get with the cloth. Now, I don't want to go too far with this because I think, you know, I could make it all really bright and shiny silver, but I just don't think it's going to look as good as it does with a bit of darkness. But I do think it's gone a bit far. So this should just brighten it up. That's working really well. There we go. So that's a good tip if you've got something very intricate that you need to clean, but you don't want to get it wet, because it's right next to a string of really lovely quality pearls. So there we go, and then I'm just going to give that another wipe over with the jewellery cleaning cloth. And I'm happy with that. I could go on for longer. I mean, there's still a lot more tarnish on there, but as I said, I like to keep a bit of darkness in this particular class, so I think that's improved it a lot. So those are some tips on how to get the metal areas of your jewellery a bit cleaner without wetting them. When it comes to earrings, you can do just the same with the cloth on the front of the pearl if it does need a clean, and then you can just very carefully hold each one like this by the pearl. One tip with earrings is that you really must, when you put earrings in and out, pearl earrings, you must always hold them by the metal, not by the pearl, when you put the clasp on and off. If you hold them by the pearl will fall off the clasp, and it won't be because there's anything faulty about them. It will be because the pearl cement that we use to cement these posts onto this natural material is stronger than the pearl, so the pearl will gradually deteriorate if you're pulling at it the whole time. So one tip is always hold your earrings by the metal when you put them on and off, by the way, just while I'm on the subject. So yeah, with these, it's just a matter of holding them like this and then twisting gradually with the cloth to give those a good clean up. And you can do that with a damp cloth I wouldn't use detergent this close to a pearl, but you shouldn't need to. It should be that a damp cloth and then a metal cleaning cloth like this will help. And as I've said before, keep your metal cleaning cloth nice and clean by keeping it in the packet that you got it from, so that you don't get grit on it and cause any scratching. So hopefully that's given you a few tips. I hope you find them useful. Do drop me a line at the bottom of this thread and let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to show you.